Beautiful people of Warland, welcome back again to another video. How are you guys doing? Finally, Happy New Year. I know my last video came out January 4th, but I had recorded that one before 2024 ended, so this is my formal New Year greeting to you guys. I hope your holidays were fun, that you spent them surrounded by people that love you and you ate really tasty food. I know I did, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys had a similar experience. Today, as we wait for a new One Piece chapter to release, I am here to talk about two things. One of those things is the title of this video, which is my regret for being a JoJo's hater all my life until just recently. Now, when I say being a JoJo's hater, I don't mean that I went online, on Twitter, on Reddit to troll on people and hate on them and their opinion. But I did kind of push an anti-JoJo's propaganda to my friends, like, oh, you don't need to watch JoJo's, it's trash. And I would instead push One Piece as the very casual One Piece fan that I am. But now I have to admit that I am in love with JoJo. So I just finished part 3, which is Stardust Crusaders, and I am like 5 or 6 episodes into part 4. Diamond is unbreakable, and I love it. Why? How? I will explain that, but let me give you some context on something that will tie into the second thing that I want to talk about in this video. So as a kid, I hated anime. My only introduction or my only relation to anime were 2 or 3 people that were in my life that loved anime and had like anime posters, and those people also happened to be really bad people. Now, I'm not saying that all anime fans are bad people, of course, but that's my conception of it when I was a kid. And that's why I feel like I got this prejudice towards anime when I was a kid. And I kept that almost all my childhood years until I was like 12, 13. And my cousin convinced me to watch Naruto. Then I watched Naruto, and of course I loved it because Naruto is a really fun show. And then I would defend Naruto as the only anime that you can watch that's not like stinky or musty or whatever to my friends, and I convinced a bunch of friends to watch Naruto. But then they said, no, Naruto is like One Piece, it's too long. I said, no. Naruto is goated. I'll never watch One Piece. You have to be crazy to watch One Piece. And I said that when I was 16, 17. No, when I was 16. And then COVID hit and the pandemic started, and I rewatched all of Naruto, and I said I want to watch another series that's like this, long, good, very well built. And I also thought, like, how is One Piece this long? Naruto is like a quarter of the length of One Piece, and Naruto is this good, but for me the ending kind of flopped. How is One Piece still going? And it's still good. So I said, okay, I'm gonna watch an episode of One Piece a day, and I did it, and now it's obvious that I'm in love with One Piece. And that opened the gates for me to watch more anime, Cowboy Bebop, Devilman Crybaby, all the animes that I love right now. And after being caught up with One Piece, I wanted to replicate that feeling with another long, big series that everyone loved, and I wanted to try JoJo's. So I started watching JoJo's Part 1. I watched episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wasn't loving it, but I said, okay, people start liking One Piece in like episode 20 or something. I started loving One Piece since episode 2. I said, maybe this is the show that takes a little bit longer. So I got all the way to episode 8, and I couldn't take it anymore. For me, part 1 is hard to digest, I would say. I revisited it later on and I liked it a little bit more, but I'm still not a part 1 fan. Last year, I started this thing that I now love doing, which is that when I'm doing international flights, when I'm coming back home, I try picking up the first volume of a series that I haven't read or watched in the airport bookstore. And January 2024, I was coming back from Argentina and I picked up this Hunter x Hunter volume 1, 2, and 3, and I read them on the plane back, and I was very hooked. I loved it. And then I came back and I watched the whole anime. I haven't read the manga past the anime. I know it might be really cool, but I don't think I would be able to tolerate all the breaks, all the very necessary breaks Togashi takes. But I know someday we'll read it because Hunter x Hunter is incredible. And last October, I was coming back from Colombia, which is where I'm from, and I went to the bookstore and they had Sakamoto Days 2, 3, and 4. I really wanted to get into Sakamoto Days, but they didn't have volume 1, so I wasn't going to do it. And then they had this, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5, Volume 1, which is the part with Giorno Giovanna, the one with the legendary theme that everyone hypes up. And knew that picking up part 5 was if like I had picked up the first volume of a One Piece arc way in the middle of the series. I know that, but I said maybe since it's like different parts, different characters, I'll be able to get into it easier. And I read it on the way back to the plane. I only read it halfway through. I was loving it, but there were some things that I was not understanding, and I knew from characters that were mentioned that there was still things that came back from other parts. It wasn't like a full reset, but the stance, the art style, all these things that were now very like established in part 5 that were in part 1 were hooking me a lot. So I said, okay, let me go back and give JoJo's a second try. So I came back, I finished part 1, which I didn't love, and then I watched part 2. And that was immediately more fun. And then I watched part 3, and that's where my mind changed forever, and I became a JoJo's fan, right? So now that I just finished JoJo's part 3, and I am starting JoJo's part 4, which is really fun as well, I realized that being a JoJo's hater robbed me from experiencing this show earlier in my life, which maybe would have been a better time because now I'm very busy and I can only watch 1 or 2 episodes every now and then. And I could have binge watched the whole thing like I did with One Piece. But I'm still loving it. Regardless of that, the feeling of regret of being a hater towards JoJo's is very strong. And last night before going to sleep, I was thinking and I realized that being a hater is something that has taken opportunities, experiences from me in one way or another. Maybe not as severe. Well, I don't think that JoJo's is a severe thing, but maybe going to a place, meeting a person, trying a new food that maybe I wasn't going to like, but I still could have tried it. And I didn't because of prejudice or fear or multiple things that in my mind said don't do it just because, and started hating on that. So with that, I want to tie it into the second thing that I want to talk about in this video, which is not being a hater. By saying these things that I'm about to say, I don't want to come off as someone that thinks is better than you watching this video or anyone, but this is really more an exercise for me to let go of certain practices or certain mindsets that I have been working really hard to get rid of, but also it's an attempt to communicate it to someone who maybe needed to hear it. So of course this video is about JoJo's and how much I love JoJo's right now, but it is also an attempt to communicate how I feel about being a hater. So looking at it from a JoJo's perspective or a One Piece perspective or an anime perspective as a whole, I think these stories that we really like are mostly about adventure, friendship, experiencing new things that the characters go through, and being a hater really limits you. I think your world is as wide or as vast or as interesting as you want to make it. And from my perspective, something that really expands your world are new experiences. A mindset that I've been really trying to apply for a while, and it's helped me a lot, is when presented with something new or the possibility of a new experience, assume you're gonna like it. Assume there's something for you to absorb from it and go experience it. This can totally be limited by your own morals. There's things that you already know that you don't want to do, like drugs, or maybe something you're scared of, like throwing yourself off a plane. But let's say you are invited to a college tailgate party and you are regularly not a person that enjoys college parties, but you've never been to one. Assume there will be something that you will enjoy and that it will be an experience that maybe you'll get something out of. If you didn't like it, at least you tried it, and now you know more of the world. Now you know that college tailgate parties are not something for you, and now you know more about yourself. For me, being a hater is really self-destructive because you are the one that is not only harboring hate or resentment or negative feelings in your heart, but you're also the one that's missing out on experiencing new things out of maybe the fear of appearing uncultured or appearing uncool or whatever you may feel towards something that you are not experiencing just from being a hater. But I think it's also important to know that no one was born knowing anything. No one knows nothing when they're born, and it's up to us to fill ourselves with new experiences, new thoughts, new ideas, whatever. If you look at it from the JoJo's perspective, again, at least from the first 3 parts, which are the ones that I've seen, the story more or less is boiled down to the JoJo's, which are really like cool dudes, chill dudes, fighting against Dio, who is the ultimate hater because of something that was instilled within him by his father. And Dio is the one that missed out on having a beautiful family, a cool brother, a regular life, and instead became what he became, which I'm not going to say if no one has watched JoJo's yet. Again, with this video, I really did not want to sound pretentious or trying to sound wise or deep. It is mostly an exercise for myself. And if I can help out someone to not miss out on something cool, I think that's great. So yeah, to wrap it all up, assume something is cool, go experience it. There is something out there for everyone. The world is so vast, there are infinite things for you to enjoy or not enjoy, but to experience. Jojo's is really cool. If you've watched Jojo's, please let me know what is your favorite part. For me, of course, it's part 3, but part 4 has taken the stance to a next level that I wasn't expecting, and I am really excited to see what else Araki is going to bring up for the stands that are to come. And I don't know, this might apply to you with One Piece too. If you haven't seen One Piece, go check it out. It's the best thing ever, the best story ever told that I have experienced so far. But I don't think Jojo's is gonna take that spot, in my opinion. Whatever, I'm very happy that I was able to talk to you guys about this. I am very happy that I am now watching Jojo's. And I'll just update you on part 4 when I finish it, and that's pretty much all I had to say. So it's been a pleasure having you here. As always, again, Happy New Year. I hope you started the best way possible. For me, the past 10 days have been beautiful, and I know the rest of the year is going to be as well. Don't forget to give Whirlwind a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.